Now we're back live. We're settling in. We didn't want to go 2 weeks without doing this because,
Yeah.
well, selfishly, we just love it. And I miss you. I have stories from Disneyland. I was so sad to be at Disneyland without you.
Oh, really? So you guys
Yeah.
went down, was it Friday afternoon it was?
Yes,
Or
it
you
was.
left?
So we went down Friday. No, sorry, Saturday. Saturday at 1 o'clock. We flew down. Jay had a gig.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So have you ever heard of a place called Chain Reaction in Anaheim?
Yes, I have.
Legendary spot.
I'm so jealous. I really want to go there. So many bands I love over the years, a lot of pop punk bands and just other different genres of the rock alternative world have played there. And it's a great spot. And yeah, when was it Thomas, Stalen Empire guitarist Thomas, when we were playing pinball, a couple weeks ago here in Alameda, he said, "Hey, we have a show in Anaheim." And then Scott said, "You should come down." I said, "Oh man, I need a little more time to kind of plan it all out." But no, legendary venue down there.
It's like I would equate it to like the Gilman of Anaheim, like LA.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is interesting. It's like it's hardcore. It's definitely like a punk club. It's all ages. In fact, their website is allages.com. So Cody was able to go. There were tons of kids there. And kid bands. Like when I say kid bands, I mean like teenagers, like maybe 17, 18, 19, that. But it's just, here's the thing, Huey. I absolutely love seeing kids out either rocking out playing or rocking out like in a pit. Cause I'm like, at least they're not just sitting and wasting their life, doom scrolling for hours on end. They were out having these interactions with each other. And it was so beautiful to see.
Yeah. Those all ages music venues are extremely important just for the music scene in whatever region that they're located in. But also, yes, for people of all ages that want to experience live music, and it gives a place for bands to play, but also fans of music to go see live music. I mean, for me, if I didn't have those type of venues here in the Bay Area growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s, I don't know where I would be. Those help encourage my music loving, if that makes sense.
I didn't have those. And in high school, we ended up backroading, which is driving around backroads drinking. I mean, I'm just like, it's terrible to say that, but that's what we used to do. And, it was really nice because Cody, who is 8, was seeing these kids in their teen years and watching them. And they were so respectful to him. Like you could tell they really wanted to pit, but he was right there and he was more like slam dancing. He's just figuring out the style. Don't judge him. But they were like very careful of him, watching him, sort of protective around him, which was really sweet. And I'm standing very close, but I'm like trying to be a standoff mom. The moment I had, and this is a funny story, you're going to laugh your ass off because we're both kind of germaphobe hygiene freaks.
Yeah.
This moment where Cody's just like the music overtakes him and he like jumps down and starts like, Jay called it doing posh snow angels, like posh hit snow angels. It was like I don't know, he was spinning and he was like throwing the horns and he had his eyes closed and he was just like doing this, but he's literally freaking swiffering the floor like with his hair. I mean, I was dying.
He's expressing himself physically, let the music take over his body and just let it all out. That's been always like a fun thing for me. And that's the great thing about circle pits, mosh pits, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like the unspoken rule. You let your aggression out, but you also look out for each other and take care of each other. So I'm glad Cody
cool.
At 8 years old is learning those ethics. I think of of going to a live show, a live music show. For me, growing up here in Alameda, I remember I was in high school, senior year, they introduced a thing, shout out Heavy Kev. He was the one who's booking it, after school specials. Every Friday at like 4:00, they would have what's called after school special at Rooster's Roadhouse here in Alameda, right down the street. Well, it's not there anymore, unfortunately, RIP. But they would have like a handful of punk bands, hard rock, alternative bands, like 3 bands. A lot of them are kids my age at the time or young in their 20s, the 30s, whatever. And they would play up until like I think about 7 o'clock, and at 7 o'clock, everyone underage had to leave the venue because it was a bar.
Mm.
They did serve food, but then like at 8 o'clock on, that's where they would have like their night show, like that, like the actual
That's
main
a cool
show.
mix of the two.
Yes.
I really like that. We have a couple of places. I mean, like a shout out to Old Princeton Landing. Brian runs a fantastic all ages, place there, and he does that really well. And how many shows has Cody gotten to go with? You and I have taken him to a handful.
Yeah.
And I think that's really great. Bottom of the Hill. Not all shows at Bottom of the Hill are all ages. Oops, sorry, my email's up. I'm always triggered by that sound. Ding. That's my work email. Bottom of the Hill does have some all ages shows, not all of them, unfortunately. But it was cool. At the end, I walked up to this kid. I think he was probably around 17, had long blonde hair. He was so cute, and he had been so exceptionally nice to Cody. After it was all done, he went up and took a State Line Empire poster and got Cody's autograph. It was so cute. I was dying. And I walked over to him and I said, hey, you don't know me, but I just have to thank you for being really nice to my kid. And he was like, it's all good, man. And he goes, he said this thing. I swear my heart just melted. He goes, it's a community and he needs to know that. Little bro needs to know it's a community. And I was like, oh my God. It was the greatest thing ever. It made my heart so happy.
Those are really important. And I think, as you mentioned before, live music, just in general, like you and I were big supporters of the local music scene here in the Bay Area or anywhere that has live music. We encourage people, go out, support your local venues, keep these venues open, support them, buy a ticket, buy merch, buy alcohol, booze, food, whatever at the venue, keep them open. That way bands have a place to play, but also people have a place to go watch live music, and it keeps the music scene going, creating new generations of bands and future music to get out there, inspire people. It's better than just sitting at home, like staring at your phone, not being really active. We need these places to get people out of the house. And I think if anything, as each year has passed since COVID, I mean, here we're coming up on 5 years originally.
Yeah.
I feel like each year more and more people are getting more safe or feeling safe to get out there again. But yeah, you and I can't stress enough, get out there, support live music, because if you don't, it's going to dry up eventually. That's not good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's beautiful to see that happening in kids. I saw it at Neck of the Woods in San Francisco several months ago. I went to see the band Midriff, Kai Nukerman's band, and they were so great. And that place was wall to wall kids. And I was like, yes, this is so freaking amazing. By the way, shout out Dan DeLay. What's up? He knew a Chain Reaction. What was so cool about Chain Reaction is in the I love that you put them on the screen. That's so fun. Was they had shirts of like Avenged Sevenfold, like a bunch of bands that have played there in the past, and they had them stapled to the wall. Like not in any artful form. It was just like and there were so many cool ones. I saw Circus Survive up there. Helmet. Cody saw Helmet. He likes Helmet.
Nice.
It was really, really neat. And Alex is on. Oh, Cody is awesome. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. We're trying to raise him right. Hey, Chris Rova too. So here's the thing is I really wanted to be a helicopter mama and be like, Cody, get off the ground. Like, I swear to God, there was a moment in time where I was like, we're going to burn those clothes. But we didn't. And I was able to just sit over there and just be like, okay, he'll be fine. He's not going to die.
The germs, helps build his immunity, long term. Think about that. Think about that.
Whenever he got home, we got back to the hotel. I put him in the shower and I was just literally like doused him with shampoo and soap. I'm like, just sit in there for a while. Oh yeah, it was gnarly. Oh, Michaela's on a study break with us. Hi, welcome to your study break. Shh, we won't tell anybody. So it was nice. Then we went to Disneyland, and Disneyland is always great. It was pretty packed. It was the most packed I've ever seen it. There was a cheerleading competition, a national cheerleading competition. So there were little cheerleaders everywhere.
They bring it on.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was like that. Seriously, we were in line for Incredicoaster, and there was a group of like 15 cheerleaders, guys and girls, in front of us, maybe like seniors, juniors,
California,
and they start, they start like doing cheers and stuff, and Jay's eyes are like, "Get me the F out of here!" And we were behind them for like an hour.
Wait, were they just there visiting, or were they performing somewhere specific?
Apparently down the street, the Anaheim Convention Center is like right. So they
Oh,
had
okay.
the thing there, and then all the cheerleaders just wanted to go to Disneyland.
Okay,
so like all their families just took over Disneyland, and so it was like bring it on. And the coach, this is so stereotypical, it's hilarious. The coach in front of us was this dude. He had like. He was like muscled, like like that. But he definitely looked like a Chad, and he had like a military like buzz cut, and then a Mickey Mouse fanny pack, and he was in charge of those cheerleaders, and it was hilarious to watch him. I mean, he had it down to a science, like getting them where they needed to go, handling it. It was handling a cheerleading group with military science. It was so crazy.
That's awesome. That's really cool to hear. No,
it was funny.
It's yeah, no, I need to get back to down Disneyland soon. I think. Are you planning another one down summertime?
Probably so, yeah.
Okay,
Summertime or fall. But we were on Rise of the Resistance and we missed you. I was like, "Aw." And Cody always says, Uncle Danny needs to be here.
And he got a lightsaber, I saw. He went build a lightsaber.
He likes all the villains. He's very into Kylo Ren right now. Like, I'm like, should I be worried?
Nah, and I mean, it's cool because they wear black and they do cool powers and
that's
stuff
the
like
thing.
That.
He loves how like Kylo Ren on the ride goes like, and it like makes you go back and forth.
Using
and
the Force,
yes, and his favorite colors are black and red, and so like it falls in line. But I'm like, oh, between the germs and the villains, I'm like, should I be concerned?
No, that's cool. Like I said, well, how was State Empire at Chain Reaction?
It was great. They got bombarded. This is hilarious. So Scott Proctor, who we love, bass player of State Empire, his dear wife Michelle, who is just absolutely beautiful. She and I are standing there, and during the middle of their set, she was there. And during the middle of their set, they're like, "Hey, we got some merch in the back, and we're gonna give out free CDs." And all these kids took off running. And Michelle turns around in her high heel boots that are so cute. And she's like, "I got it." And she takes off running, and she's trying to man the merch for their last song. And it was so debaucherous that when they came off stage, Jay went over and saved her, and she was able to move along. She was like, "I didn't know what to do."
Just like handing them all out.
Yeah, it was, and they were getting autographs. Cody, it was asked for a couple of autographs, so I got a picture of Jay signing an autograph and Cody, and put them side by side.
Yeah, okay, I saw that. Okay,
it was really cool. But yeah, no, it was. When we walked in, I won't lie. When we walked in, I was like, "Oh boy, this is going to be interesting," because it's just kids everywhere, and it's like punk rock and graffiti and shirts on the wall, and I'm like, woof. But it ended up being awesome. I also met, not to go to business chat here, but I met the tour manager for Nothing More.
What? Really?
He was lovely.
The band that's opening with Disturb and Daughtry.
Yes. Yeah. She's so cool. And she also works with like In This Moment.
Yeah.
She's done some work with Evanescence. So anyway, she was there to see State Empire, and she was really, really cool. So I got to meet her. Yeah. That was neat.
Okay.
So we may see her at the Chase Center show.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Okay, awesome.
And one more quick story. This is crazy. In 24 hours, I saw 2 people from high school that do not live in California. What are the odds? Michaela, my niece is on here. What are the odds? So I ran it. This guy at State Line show at Chain Reaction walks up, and he's like, "I don't know if you remember me, but class of 97. And I'm like, "Class of 97 from where? What are we talking about?" And he goes, "Sulphur." And I'm like, "What?" And it was a guy named Daniel Moore.
Okay.
And he looks quite a bit different. It's been 25 years. Right. So he looks a bit different. So do I. And so anyways, we reconnected. He was like, "Yeah, I met Scott Proctor at a bar last night." And he was like, "Come out to my show." And then when he gets there, he's like, "I realized that it was your husband's band because we're Facebook friends." What are the odds? And then the next day at Disneyland, I'm standing in line for Thunder Mountain.
Okay.
And I hear my name, and I'm like, "What?" And this girl grabs me by the arm, and she's like, "Glenna." And I'm like, "What?" She graduated the year before me. 2 Sulphur people in 24 hours. Keep in mind, I'm from a town in southern Oklahoma that's like 4,000 people.
You guys are everywhere.
Astronomical odds. Like
the Sulphur love all over the USA.
Yeah, we're really popping.